Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Deadfire with me, Bring It On. Let's go sell some stuff to see if we can't afford the training that's available inside the palace. And then we have a couple of important people to speak to. And I will swap out Takeu for Maia before we do that, because I want to see what each company has to say about me having the opposing company's agent in our party.
Remember, Akira.
Alright, so we're not going to have enough for the training. But we will have enough to retrain Pallegina. So we knock out 2 birds with 1 stone, swap out Takeu for Maia, and retrain Pallegina at the Wild Mare. Then we'll go speak to the heads of both trading companies.
Now, you see anything?
Okay, so athletics and intimidate. So we had at the sight of their comrades, their hearts grew bold. Deep faith. Two-handed style. We're gonna get both, so let's just grab lay on hands now. And pike. I've never been exposing strikes. So the pike's modal, I use the pike's reach to set your opponents off guard, exposing their weak points to your allies at the cost of reduced damage. Sounds really good for a support build. Okay, Gurnis slew the beast, but soon faced its kin. Zealous Aura. We had 1 dozen stood against the power of the saint. Shared flames. Hands of light. It was a blunderbuss. Not that it matters. Oh, that's right, we had Ancient Memory. And what do we have here? Oh, that's right. The Silver Knight's shields broke both arrow and blade. And then Exalted Focus. And that's it. Fantastic.
Ah. I am ready.
Now, you see any?
Akira, I will remain. Permission to come aboard, Captain?
Ah,
Alright, conveniently enough, the Valiant Trading Company's right beside us.
I should come clean about something, Captain.
Maya scratches the back of her head, sighing. Speak your mind.
Atsura didn't set me loose just so I could stay busy. Fact of the matter is, he gave me a job to do. I've got this stack of missives I need to deliver. Noble errand, right?
She shows you a small collection of scrolls in her pack, all judiciously sealed with the sigil of the Royal Deadfire Company.
The company has a lot of people working away from headquarters, and Atsura trusted me to get these in the right hands. I hope that isn't a problem.
It's a pretty high requirement. Aren't you a little overqualified for courier work?
Watch out, Ishi. We've got a charmer on our hands.
Maya plays at whispering to her bird, but she wears a knowing smile.
That's the thing about Atsura. He keeps so many irons in the fire at once that everything seems like a high priority.
What's in these missives?
A bit of everything. Shipping manifests, requisitions for supplies, work orders. Mostly work orders. You wouldn't believe how much paperwork it takes to run a navy.
I ran a grand estate for a time. I have an idea.
Ah, yes. Making good with the locals, paying off bounties. Maybe Aethys did you a favor when he stepped on Cadnua.
She chuckles to herself. Well, he didn't really step on it, he kind of burst out from beneath it. So, practically the opposite of what she said.
I didn't actually mean that.
Anything else I should know about this job of yours? Reaching back to tighten her bun, Maya takes a moment to consider your question.
Don't take it personally if I'm vague on some of the details. Atsura likes his discretion, even when it comes to boring bureaucratic stuff.
I'll see that we make the deliveries in good time.
Appreciate it, Captain. You'd be doing Atsura and the company a big favor.
She grins.
This one's bound for Harama, an acquaintance. Good sailor. He's somewhere off in Tikawara.
She holds up a single scroll.
And these are for Tuaha, an old friend stationed in Port Maje. You meet some strange types in the Navy.
I had some questions.
I've got some answers.
Maya nods, giving you room to speak freely. Okay. One of those is familiar territory, Port Maje.
welcome back.
Still won't let me in. So Nero's still not in there. You know, let's wait till the afternoon. Maybe he has a more stringent schedule? No, still doesn't look like it. What's our current quest for the VTC? Alright, so I assume after we do this, we can talk to him. Also, this quest falls underneath the Valiant Trading Company as well. The quest where we ended up in Rymergon's realm. So Veta was the one we did the quest indirectly for, with the guy outside the Luminous Bathhouse, right? Speak to her.
Our business is resolved, and my business is my own. Be on your way. I have no time for you.
His name like Diregnos or Degnos? Dagnos? Also, I think Haley's new.
Be seeing ya. Be seeing ya.
I wonder where she goes. Alright, straight to the Imperial Command. So we do have a quest to speak to the Hazanui. Did we read these before?
Will do.
A game of Hazatoa is in progress. A plaque below the core reads, a piece of Rawatai for Deadfire. Compliments of Coral Mason Rua. Glory Iranganui. I've read that before. Hazanui Karu paces near her desk, looking like a shark circling the shallows. She clenches a long, elegant pipe between her teeth, the smoke trailing an acrid wake behind her. She looks up when you enter, and favors you with a brief nod of acknowledgement.
The former Lord of Cadnua, and one-time terrifier of harbor masters. If dockside tales are to be believed.
She smiles briefly through the smoke.
You have not brought much good news of late.
Her pensive look returns.
So, in addition to pirates, profiteers, and slavers, the Deadfire has a vengeful god roaming its waters?
She bites down harder on her pipe, excuse me. A tickle in my throat. I need to learn more before we speculate on his motives.
If your report is true, he's stumping port towns into craters. I don't much care why he's doing it. He must be stopped.
She halts, turning to face you. You're finally able to get a good look at her. She's not especially large for an Amoa, but she carries her shoulders high. Her weathered face looks to have seen many storm-blown and sun-beaten days on deck, yet her eyes are sharp and keen. Well, first I need to find him.
And then you'll need resources.
She watches you, her eyes bright with calculation.
The Valians won't lift a finger if it isn't to snatch a coin, and the Huana will barely do that much.
Success in trade has been quite elusive for the Rauataians, but the bitterness suits you well.
No one takes charge to solve the big problems. But perhaps we could work together to our mutual benefit.
She takes the pipe in her left hand. As she does, you notice that her right is unusually still. Yeah, what do you mean?
Look around. Deadfire's full of fertile, temperate islands. Except for Andra's mortar. It's largely free of rough weather.
She waves her right hand, and you notice again that her fingers remain strangely still. You realize it's an unusually fine prosthetic.
Yet much of it is uninhabited. Itinerant tribes drift between some of the islands, and smugglers and slavers cluster around the rest.
She shakes her head.
It's a waste. Imagine what this place could be, with well-guarded shipping routes. How many Rauataians we could feed with plantations here.
What does that have to do with me?
This concerns the future of Rauatai. It's everything to do with you. Besides,
I mean, I did leave Rauatai to seek fortune in a new land. I feel like I severed ties when I moved to Kadnua.
you've got a good head on your shoulders. Deadfire needs more of that. If you're chasing the god who's stomping this place into the ground, then we have a common goal. And if you're going to survive here, then you could use an ally.
A hint of a smile tugs her lips from her tar-stained teeth. And what do you have in mind?
The disaster at Hasango remains a key concern. We rely on the port there to ship food back to Rauatai.
She sucks on her pipe, hiding her worried expression behind a cloud of smoke.
That's on hold until you investigate. Short of that, there are other matters that demand attention. You've already spoken with Atsura. For now, I suggest you continue to work with him. I might have something for you later.
What's the game board for?
Hazatoa. Atsura and I usually have a game running, and this one's been going on for over a month and a half. Atsura's good at misdirection, but I've got a mind for the long game. You look like you've come with a purpose.
What happened to your hand? She extends her arm, holding the prosthetic between you. It's an exquisite piece, with reinforced joints in each of the fingers, and a smooth, sanded finish.
It happened a year into my first command. We were chasing pirates along Rauatai's south coast, and they landed a shot right next to our magazine. A lucky hit.
She's quiet for a moment.
I ran below. The fire was already spreading and making for our powder stores.
Listen,
I smothered what I could with my uniform, pulled the rest away with my own hands.
if you hadn't, you and your crew would have probably have died. She nods.
We don't get to choose our challenges, do we? Just the way we meet them. There's a cost to every victory, and the win goes to those willing to make a sacrifice.
She considers the wooden hand, turning it in the light. You sense satisfaction in her gaze.
I'll bet you already know a thing or two about that. And if you don't, Deadfire will teach you soon enough.
Farewell. Okay, we're gonna head out here and speak to the potential recruit that's standing in the Brass Citadel, and then I guess we can make for Port Maje. The first part of Maia's quest. Said purse part first. Got my consonants mixed up.
My hands are feeling better. Don't take this the wrong way, but I'm sure you're capable. But let's talk again.
Alright, so relatively well liked with the Juana. I don't have any reputation with the Royal Deadfire Company. Well, that would do it. I think we're about done in Neketaka anyway. We'll probably return after we finish Maia's quest in Port Maje. And then we'll explore the island itself. Sorry, is this guy coming after me? Hold on. Do you want to pick a fight? Come back. Alright, he's gone. I should stock up on food when we get to Port Maje. I know I keep going back and forth how I pronounce it. I think it's actually pronounced Maje, but I keep saying Maje. I had to guess they'd probably be in the Kraken's Eye. I don't remember seeing this NPC standing around. I think there was one person standing outside.
Didn't think you'd come back here. Don't tell me you wrecked your ship again.
Huh. He gives you a crooked smile before turning back to the glass he's wiping clean. Alright, so we are looking for... Where's it at?
Yeah?
Crew's getting antsy.
Maybe we cut them loose. We're not leaving anytime soon.
Yeah, I think I recall there being an NPC standing, like, in the market area that we couldn't speak to yet. Nope, don't remember this guy at all. I think he only spawns in when you get the quest. And Moa clutches the hilt of a long saber sheathed at her belt, her attention moving among the passers-by without ever settling anywhere for long. She stands as motionless and watchful as an owl. She turns to Maia and flinches, shaking her head subtly.
Been a while, Twa, huh? You're looking healthy.
Maia attempts an easy shrug, but it comes off looking forced.
Don't say my name. Is he still here?
Twaha hisses each word under her breath. She tips her head to indicate just over her shoulder. Scan the crowd, see if anything stands out. The occasional pedestrian crosses your view, but everyone seems to be going about their business without tarrying for long. Just as you decide to give up, a passing Juana raises his eyes from scribbling on a page of notes. He pockets the parchment and steps back into the obscurity of the crowd. The gesture is innocuous enough, but the speed and ease of it leave you in doubt.
You saw that too, right?
Maia nods.
Well?
Twaha addresses you through clenched teeth. We've grabbed someone's attention, that's for sure.
I knew it.
Her grip on the saber tightens.
Who's your shadow? I'll string him up by his thumbs before he lays a hand on you.
Well, he's obviously not one of ours. Unless Atsura sent someone to monitor me. Must be working for the other side.
Twaha aims an anxious glance in your direction. So I feel like she's referencing the Valian Trading Company, since this is one of their outposts. So this quest is probably directly in opposition to that faction. You must say nothing. As a mercenary, I should understand that there's discretion when it comes to assignments.
Twaha, I'm getting you out of this. We've pulled each other out of worse snags.
Maia pats Twaha on the arm, an attempt at encouragement that only causes her to flinch.
Easy to say when it's in the past. This stalker is relentless, and he is always watching.
Twaha rubs her palms together. What can you tell me about whoever is following you?
He's Juana. Average height. And I've caught him scribbling on a sheaf of notes. Like any good tale, he's indistinguishable from anyone else wandering around Port Maje. Probably why they picked him for the job.
Twaha's lip curls. What are you doing that has him so curious?
Company business.
Maia and Twaha blink as they say it at the same time.
Company business.
Twaha clears her throat into her fist. We'll find your stalker and get rid of him, one way or another.
Sit tight and I'll get this sorted out. Whatever happens, he won't bother you again. Just try not casual.
Maia gives her an encouraging shrug.
I will stand perfectly still and fill my heart with the words of our national anthem.
Twaha nods, resolute.
Yeah, that's exactly what I meant.
Is he dead? Or must I handle everything myself?
Twaha crosses her arms and waits. How do you and Maia know each other?
There's no easy answer to that. I was her commanding officer on a number of voyages. Later, we were absorbed into the trading company and found ourselves on more even terms. I taught her how to distill mare's milk. She taught me how to read a Valian sundial. It's been a most useful acquaintanceship.
You could just say we're friends. Good friends.
Maia nurses her brow and sighs. Farewell. Average-looking Juana male. This guy.
What say, you need something?
The unassuming Omoa turns to you with a smile. I figured it was him because when I was holding tab, his nameplate popped up. That doesn't happen to people you can't talk to. Sniffing, Maia passes you a subtle nod.
That goes for you or your fetching friend.
He smiles at Maia, winking. Study him carefully. He possesses the warm tones of an island Omoa, calm eyes, and a minute scar on his upper lip. Your close scrutiny unnerves him. He takes a cautious step back.
That's close enough.
He scratches his ear, glancing to the left and right. You almost missed it, but you spot a smudge of ink on his right thumb and index finger. As he brings down his hand, he unconsciously pats a bulge in his pocket. Okay. Nodding to you, Maia makes it clear that she noticed it as well. What are you doing?
I am getting some air.
He gestures to the surrounding port with both hands, smiling all the while.
Likely story.
Maia folds her arms and studies him.
Do we have a problem, friend?
He glances from Maia back to you. If you're the walking corpse who's following Twaha, then we have a big problem. Nothing about him physically changes, but his bearing shifts from ease to something altogether more rigid as he stares you down.
You must have me mistaken for someone else. This is not a name which I know.
He shrugs. Maia, take aim at his knee. Shoot to wound.
With pleasure.
He cocks back the hammer for gun and aims down, closing one eye. He takes a shaky step back, regarding Maia with wide-eyed bewilderment.
I was never here. Twaha is not a name I have heard before.
He turns on his heel and walks briskly away, snapping his head around to make sure he isn't followed.
How do, friend?
Well, at least we're still friends. Alright, I'm gonna call it here. Our next episode will give the missive to Twaha, return to Neketaka, double check to make sure I don't have anything else to do in the city proper, and then we'll begin exploring the island. And I need to remember to make enough money to return to the trainer at the palace. But for now, thanks for watching. I hope to see you guys in the next one.